It costs an organization over $7,500 and more than 7 workdays when a tough conversation isn't dealt with head on, according to a leadership and development study by VitalSmart, and they interviewed leaders in over 1,020 organizations. Now, it's a lot of time and money wasted when you think of how many conversations are put off every day, week, and year. But add to that the sleep that we lose when these conversations are coming up. What about the energy you leak from all of the worry? And what about the stress piled on to your already overworked adrenal glands? In the conversations I've had with leaders over the last 10 years, I know you're already having these conversations. But what my coaching clients really want to know, and I'm sure you do too, is that where do they really need to focus to get a better outcome for you, for the other person, and for the business that you work for? So today I'm going to share with you my 7 steps on how to have a tough conversation at work. Number 1, reset your energy. Every time I've had a tough conversation that didn't go the way we intended in the past, it's kind of like we add a really heavy rock to our backpack. So by the time you get into this current conversation you're about to have, well, you're all weighed down, aren't you? So clear out that old energy. Take a deep breath and see the next conversation as an opportunity for you to create a successful outcome. Better? Number 2, get to the point. People so often get caught up in setting the scene or the context of the conversation that the other person or people involved get lost in what in the hell this conversation is supposed to be all about. This is just your nerves and an unconscious way of you avoiding conversation. It's kind of like procrastinating when you're already in the conversation, which is kind of funny when you think about it now, but not so funny when you're doing it. Am I right? So be bold and start your conversation with a statement that encompasses the real guts of the conversation. What about we give you a couple of examples to get started? I've got something I'd like to talk with you about, and I think it's going to help us work together more effectively. I'd like to talk about topic with you, but first I'd like to get your point of view. I'd like to discuss topic. We seem to have different ideas on how to proceed, so let's talk about it. Now, obviously, just use these as ideas and put your own words in there so they sound like they come from you, because they do. Look, I had a manager that did this brilliantly when I was in my 20s, and I got a lot of constructive feedback from her. But I tell you, I always knew where I stood. I was clear on what those conversations were about, and I felt cared for, even when the feedback was really tough to take. I also learned more working for her than I did with many other leaders. Keep the message clear, to the point, and demonstrate that you care for the other person. Number 3, set the emotional tone. The more sensitive the conversation, the faster that emotions will escalate, yours and theirs. Now expect that when a topic is sensitive, a stress response will click in automatically. And once the brain gets hijacked, it's useful to help all of the brains involved to come back online before you're able to have a successful outcome or find a solution. So it's okay to call a few deep breaths to take things down a notch, and if necessary, even allow for a timeout. Do your best to stay calm and clear where possible, and if you need some tips on managing your stress response, then check out my Managing Stress for Leaders program. I'll pop the link in below for you. Number 4, be the change you want to see. This is an opportunity for you to demonstrate the behavior you want to see, experience, and create in your workplace and in your team. Express what you want to convey emotionally and behaviorally in this meeting, and listen to the other person carefully. It's great to have your purpose really super clear so that you can use it as an anchor to bring you back in those difficult moments that will pop up. Don't let others' bad behavior be an excuse for your own. Some questions you may wish to ask during the conversation could be, how are you feeling about this now? Tell me more. How so? Leave space for them to reply, of course, and listen openly. Number 5, focus on the behavior. Confront the behavior, not your story or your opinion on the behavior. If you tell people that they're not a team player or they're irresponsible, it's going to cause them to be defensive and you'll be less likely to reach a solution that you're after. When people become defensive, they can't listen to you. Look, it's really useful for you to focus on the behavior by stating things in your own words, such as, look, when you miss deadlines, it causes me to think that you're not focused on your role, and have the conversation proceed from there. Number 6, collaborate on the solution. As leaders, sometimes we get caught up in wanting to have all the answers and all of the solutions, but instead of telling them, ask questions. What ideas do you have in overcoming a situation? You'll always get more from a person when they're able to identify the issues and when they have an opportunity to come up with a solution in their own language. You don't have to have all the answers. And number 7, be clear on the requests and the commitments. Make sure that you create an action plan, you implement it, and you follow through. Work together and hold each other accountable. If handled correctly, these difficult conversations can have a really positive impact on your relationship and on your results. At the end of the conversation, sum up by asking, what have you taken away from this conversation today? And then maybe follow up with, and what are you committing to and by when? And then obviously, you can share the same. So that is my 7 steps to how to create a tough conversation at work. Tough conversations are 93% getting your head, heart, and gut in the right place, and 7% saying the right thing. These steps are going to help you focus on getting that balance right so that you can walk away from these conversations feeling heard, having a clear solution for everybody involved. And if this video has resonated with you today, then join my online community where we dig deeper into the challenges facing professional women to help you strengthen your self-confidence, realign your energy, and find the clarity to make better decisions, accelerate your leadership, and step back in charge of your work and life. Thanks for your time today. My name is Jo with Jo Wise Leadership.